Peace, peace, peace to all Israelites home and abroad. What I want to get into is the mind and what it is. If you don't have control of your mind, of what your thoughts are, or how you want to proceed, someone else will control it for you, right? A lot of people don't understand that they're not thinking, right? How do you know if somebody's thinking or not thinking? It's by the process of the way that they speak, right? Or their belief system. Because a person that is not thinking, they follow the crowd. They're like a sheep. They're like a sheep. They just follow everything that is going on in the world, and they have no different thought of process or the way things should be other than what they already thought or whatever everybody else thinks. Now, when you're able to control your thoughts and able to control the outcome of a particular situation, regardless of what someone else wants from you, right? You're able to perceive things or danger before it ever occurs. See, a lot of people don't understand that. And when you try to take people into the scriptures and show them that this is what Christ was referring to, that the word, that him being the word is actually the fruition of thought. The fruition of thought. That's why he says, I can't say nothing that the Father hasn't said, because I've said whatever the Father has thought. See, we are as the Father, because everything is the Father. This is the difference between Satan and the Most High. Satan wants to control you. He wants to tell you how to do things. He wants you to live a particular life that he sees fit. That's not how the Most High sees it. He just asks you one thing, two things. Respect him, right? And respect his life. It's the same thing. But when you really look deep into what he's trying to convey to you, when he says respect his life, he's talking about the material beings that are around you, from chickens to lions to elephants to even the fish in the sea. We all want to argue about being a vegan or not being a vegan, but most of us are still following the trend of Satan, not knowing what the vices of Satan really truly is. Right? We don't really understand who Satan truly is and what he contributed to the world, that people were following him willingly and unwillingly. We don't understand that. And we convey it in our everyday actions. And we betray God, not knowing that we are, but constantly saying that we are truly in love with him. But how can you love God and hate Jay-Z or hate Prodigy or hate any living being on the earth, as far as watching videos of cows getting murdered, chickens being induced with hormones? These are beings that were created by the Most High. Why should you eat that? Why should you partake in the sins of other people by eating that of which you see that they are destroying? Then they say you can't grow vegetables, fruits, spices, and different things at your own home. They made it against the law. Don't you see that we have been partaking a part of their mental slavery for eons. For eons. But we never had the full scope of what was truly happening until this time. This is all a mental game. Right? Just me seeing that Christ is the Word and then reading Thoth's writings, it changes the way that you look at the heavenly bodies. See, if one doesn't know his past, right? This is an old saying. If one doesn't know his past, how can he know his future? Right? In order to know where you're going to go or head in the future, you must know the past. So what they have done is constructed a false narrative and fed it to the whole entire United States. That's what they did. They created a false narrative, right? As far as you went into slavery, nothing before that. Went into slavery, you came here, you worked for us, and now everybody in the world is going to die. That is their false narrative that they're portraying to the earth, that everyone is going to die. See, they're not showing you righteous people. So when you look, and you look in the churches, you look in the mosques, you're looking to Buddhists, and you're looking at these different religions, and you're seeing that they conflict, right? Because they don't have prophecies of the world ending, but over here they do. They conflict. So you're always wondering, well, this is the mental game that they're playing. Well, if everyone dies, what is righteous? Why should I be righteous? Why should I follow something that has no tangible future for a being like me? Then they tell you, no. It's not going to happen in your time. We're not living in the Bible days, the end. We're not living in that. We're living in this. This is what they're doing. And for some reason, we fall for it. We fall for it. Not knowing that there's so much more to this information than what was given to us. So now you start to really dig into the information, the history, and the different religions. And you start to see that all the gods are the same. They're all doing the same thing. They have the same attributes. They just might have different names in different nations. So then you're intrigued. You're like, okay, well, if all this is the thought process of somebody that is awake, not somebody that's faking being awake, saying I'm an activist, I want to fight for black people. That's fake being awake. A real person that's being awake is trying to learn the past in order to understand where humankind is going. Not just the Israelites are going. You want to know where mankind is going. This is the thought process of a true and living person that is following the Most High, which knows that the Most High isn't a murderer of himself. He would never destroy himself. Only that don't want you to survive is trying to destroy you. See, there's scriptures in the Bible where it tells you God can't destroy himself. And if you are of him, he can't destroy you. See, we look at the Old Testament and we're not realizing in the Old Testament that that is us not doing it the right way. That is us literally following after Satan. We don't even realize it. Most of us don't. We are basically backpedaling into what we did before. And you know what's funny? The other nations know that we're backpedaling. The ones that know that we're backpedaling, that truly know that Christ came to destroy that which was, because we backpedaled so hard. We're backpedaling so hard. They're looking at all Israel like they're dumb. Because mentally, you're supposed to question. You're even supposed to question God. You're even supposed to question Christ. Because he tell you that he's a brother. So why can't you question a brother? I question brothers all the time. I question my parents. I question my grandmother. I question everybody. Because you know what? You're not going to lie to me. You're not going to tell me something that you believe and expect me to believe it. Because I want to know where the source came from that you got this understanding from. See, beliefs is really understanding. Your understanding of life. That's what it is. So if you don't understand life, your belief system is going to be skewed based off of the knowledge that you obtained growing up, based off of the false narrative that was portrayed or presented as we were growing up. This is what they do. So it's a mental game. It was never a shackle game. Yeah, we did, mess up and we did go into slavery. That happened. But it's more of a shackle game mentally. Because if they want to control you forever, they must control what you think and how you move. So in order to do that, they had to keep these things secret, that you came here already first. You built up New York, Miami, Georgia, California, Chicago, Detroit. You came here hundreds of years before they came here and built it up. And then some of us destroyed what we built. And when I say that, I'm saying they let other people know where we were. So when you find this out and you find out that find out all that past, and you find out that we come from a long lineage of people that was just downgrading in knowledge through time. Even with Israel being such a profound nation, doing things in a particular way, they were still downgrading. They were still following after Satan. There was never a time that they was actually following after the Most High when you actually read the scriptures. Because we wanted to be like everybody so bad. So there was actually never a time that we was talking to the Most High. There was times when he would come and reveal to us that we were doing something wrong, but he wasn't really talking to us. He was talking to the Essenes, the remnant of Israel. That's who he was actually talking to. And he actually revealed himself to them because he knew that they would never bow their knee to Satan. No matter how much Satan did to the world, they knew the difference between God, the true Most High, and Christ and wisdom. They knew the true difference between that and the law-giving God. See, I know people heard me say the law-giving God, right? The law-giving God is the one. Anyway, that's another video. I'm not going to even. But we're in a time where they knew that there was a difference between the two gods. They knew the remnant. They knew that Israel went after these other gods and whoring after these other gods. But because Israel was so stiff-necked and their heart was so hardened, they didn't listen. So they followed after them and did all the things that these nations was doing, eating meat, fornicating, multiple wives, having different gods in their in around them. They interchanged Zeus for Yahweh. You don't even know that. You don't even know that. You don't even know Yahweh is Zeus. You don't even know who Zeus truly is. You think Zeus is actually a mythical being that they created. But if you go back, you see his Jupiter, you see his Horus. You go back and then you go into India, you find out Yahweh and Zeus and Jupiter is actually Krishna. Then they have their destroyer gods and they start doing different things to them because Indians, they're they're the only people that have deformities. They're the only ones. You could look and see that they have babies born with their heads mingled together or legs growing out of the chest and forearms. And no other I've never seen any other nation that does that. I've seen people with 6 fingers, but no other nation like them where their legs grow backwards. Only India. They only do that. That only happens over there. You never noticed that? It doesn't even happen in Hiroshima where they drop bombs. We don't think of none of that. We don't think that that's possible. That they're the only ones. But where'd that come from? No thoughts. No thoughts on that. See, we don't know where these gods came from because we don't want to dive into these other books because we're saying that there should be no other gods. Now, that in itself is really dumb. Why would God say that he's a jealous God? Why would he say that? Why would he say he's a jealous God if there is no other gods? Why would I? That's like me saying I'm the only human and there's no other human other than me. So respect me because I'm jealous of other humans. You're gonna look at me like, what? We don't attribute these attributes to God. We don't do that because we don't see anything. We don't see. You don't see it. You're only receiving it and then believing it. And that's your understanding. That shows forth that you don't see. At the time, I didn't see either. I've believed the thing so cold-heartedly, but I always had these questions. I didn't even know the questions until I got the answers. It's very interesting how that works. Like, you don't know the question that you have for the Most High until you receive the answer, and then you're like, wow, that makes more sense than Satan coming to man and saying, I'm going to give him boils. I'm going to destroy kill his family. Kill his family. And God coming and saying, well, listen, I do what I want to man because that's who I am. I'll kill you. That's the God that y'all want to serve? That's the God that you want to serve. The one that will kill your family. Dictate your life by killing your family. This is what we doing? This is who we think we think that he's truly God and serving us, and we serve him? The one that would do such a thing? That's what you're doing. But you don't see it, so you take it as gospel, truth. You take it as pure truth. It's not pure truth. Because the one thing that I've learned through my time of learning all this thing, all of this, is we never learn in the churches who the devil is and what he wants and how he conducts himself. We never learn that. We never learn the difference between the Most High and the devil, and who the devil is and how he's looked at. We see spurts of him throughout the scriptures, they tell you. You see spurts. You see him in Revelation. You see him in Job. You see him in Genesis. You see him in Matthew on the mountain. But we don't know what he does. Then the understanding amongst most scholars is that Satan works for God. Or that Satan rebelled against God. These are very, very speculative, whatever, answers with no substance or proof thereof. You telling me, see, this is another thing. You telling me I can buck up against God if Satan did it? Once I get to eternal life, if I don't like what God's doing, I can go against him. Oh, this is what people are going to say. Well, God already said he's going to destroy him. But why is it going to take him so long? Why don't he just destroy him right when he bucked up? Why did he kick him out and then let him destroy mankind? And then, he let him destroy mankind. What? Christ said, I wish that no man would die. But God, this is him talking for the Most High. And you're telling me that they're the same as the one that says he will kill you, kill your family, and then say, hey, I still love you, I'll give you more? What? The two contradicts itself. This is why there's so much contradiction, because the devil, when he did what he did through the Romans, when he did what he did, he convinced you in the contradictions because he knew that you wasn't gonna look for the contradictions, or you didn't know that there was other books of the Most High to show you the contradictions. There's other books to show you the contradictions between what the devil wants from you and what the Most High wants. There's a book where it tells you that when the devil came, he was destroying all the animals, eating them, and then raping women. Oh, it starts to click now when Christ says, at the lust of your father ye would do. What? Like I said, man, it's a mental game. It's a mental thing. If you don't know where you came from and how it was set up to this point that we are now, to know that we will defeat that whole thing, because it's written that we would defeat it. It's written that there would be everlasting and there would be a kingdom. It's shown to you that that's going to happen. So it's already happened. Time is just a perception of what you're already living or already lived. Your consciousness can leave this plane, but until you understand where you're at, you can't leave it. You can't grasp what is being told to you. They will show you through TV every day and music. I'm talking about from their perspective. Murdering, cheating, conquering. This is their life. This is their life. Murdering, cheating, conquering. Then they will tell you No, that's how Israel lived. No, that's how Israel was following other nations and living. The remnant didn't live like that. They had no dealings with that stuff. They're showing you all over TV and music. I heard a song the other day where it was like, Jesse, I wish I had Jesse's girl. What? This is promoting cheating. And women are listening to that and loving it as well. And they're doing it because their thought process is, oh, well, he wants me and he wants me. And there's a song that says it. It's predictive programming. I'm going to do that. Or they'll show you John Wick or Guardians of the Galaxy conquering. Guardians of the Galaxy conquering. John Wick, a society of murderers, killers, assassins. Or Just Friends, where two people are in a relationship but they're having sex with other people. This is what they promote. This is what they promote. This is why people are like, why you watch so much TV? Because I'm trying to figure out what the hell is going on here. What is truly being said here? What are they programming people to believe in or think? Took a while. Took a while to figure it out. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It took a while. But now I figured it out. I don't need it anymore. It's all the same narratives. Now they're pushing a nerd agenda. We'll get into that another time, but it's all a mental thing. It's a mental game. They're controlling your thought process because they know if nothing is here but work, eat, and sleep, if they know that that's the main mechanisms working here, you won't see their fruits. You won't see it. Then they take the religion and put certain things there. Pastors. This has nothing to do with Israel. Pastors in the world to shape your belief system back into what the original world is to be for Satan, so that he can conduct himself here. But it's all a mental thing. So once you understand what the word is, Christ, and you understand the mentality of the Most High, right? His mentality is, I love everything. Everything belongs to me. Why would I want to destroy it? I created everything from a thought, not from my word. From a thought. I created everything. And then it manifests itself in what I predict it to be. That's the same thing you can do. He's not just telling you that's what he is. He's telling you that's what you are as well. Whatever you think here is what you manifest by your actions. Your words is just to iterate or to give validity to the thought. You understand? Because if nobody knows what you're doing and you're not able to speak it to somebody, it's not being spoken into existence. You can still do it without speaking it into existence. Right? You can still do stuff and not tell anybody what you're doing. But speaking it into existence into other people's ears so that they see what you're doing, they start to do things to help you. This is what the Most High is. He is everything. He is the trees. He is the animals. He is us. So when you say I am, you're never giving yourself a title, because you are contributing to everything. You don't say I am an Israelite. You are an Israelite based off of genealogy, but you're not an Israelite. You're everything, mentally and physically. You're the material world and you're the spiritual world. The mental is the spiritual. It's something that is intangible. everlasting. That is something that never dies, even when the flesh dies. Don't ever let them confuse you. Your mental never dies. You don't stay in the ground with your body. Your mental leaves. Your consciousness leaves. That's where everything is stored. Their consciousness puts the DNA in the body so that you can have the pigment, have the understanding, have the knowledge. This is what God, the Most High, truly is. This is why Christ says, I am the kingdom. I bring forth the kingdom because you are the kingdom. He says, I wish that you would be my brothers. I see you as brothers. Paul tells you that we're all the body of Christ, that we need one another, that there should be no schism between us, or that he even prays that we speak the same thing. Now, granted, we do, but we don't see it that way. We all establishing the law. The law. Some of us are taking it deeper than the law, i.e. me and some other brothers that are reading Essene Gospels or the Nag Hammadis. They're taking it deeper. The law is the physical way of man dealing with man, right? But there's spiritual law as well, which deals with the mental and the way that you conduct yourself, so that when you do pass from this realm, you go into another realm, always in gratitude to the creation of the universe or the cosmos. You're not in gratitude yet. You're just now into conducting what is to be conducted, right? The affairs of men. Now is to be in the affairs of the spiritual world, the affairs of the gods, the angels, the beings that are higher than us, because you're not going anywhere. The earth is not going to be destroyed. We're not going where you think we're going. We're going to create it here. Some people have to go. And it's not going to be by force. It's going to be by will. Because our will is the Most High's will. The Most High's will is our will. It's all a mental game. So as long as they control what you're thinking, how you think, and what you eat, and what you're doing, they got you. Until you control what you're doing by growing, by finding your own alternative energies that is not a part. So with that, I'm Furious Black, and I hope you learned a lot. I hope you see through the world that we are in, and you're able to, conduct yourself accordingly. If you want to know any books that I've read that have gave me the knowledge of these things, message me and I definitely give it to you. I definitely give you those books, and you can start your journey on knowing who the Most High truly is, the deeper understanding of Satan and the Most High. So, thank you, and I appreciate you watching.